Should prostitution become legal in the US? Why? Why not?
Of course. If people want to have consensual sex for money, why should it be illegal? Obviously sexual slavery should be illegal, but I feel like the fact that prostitution is currently illegal isn't keeping anyone any safer. It's just driving it underground. You mean a more efficient version of buying her dinner, drinks, a movie ticket, snacks, and hoping for sex?
Yes. Legal here, NZ, much safer, and don't have the issues of people in the industry disappearing without it being followed up by police. The reasons that make it work in New Zealand are exactly why it would be difficult to implement in the US. We have a robust welfare system. Sex workers who would like to exit the sex industry have no stand-down period to receive welfare, and are financially supported to do so. We have free sexual health checks for sex workers, and subsidies mean supplies are free, or very inexpensive. Being an island nation limits the ability to sex traffic. We have low levels of corruption in our police force, and our laws were formulated by sex workers. We have strong employment protections, so fewer people are forced to perform survival sex to get by, and sex workers are protected as independent contractors. I would like to see sex work decriminalized everywhere, but there need to be systems in place to prevent the exploitation of vulnerable people.
The argument sounds good, but the reality is often very different. In places like Germany, where prostitution has been legalized relatively recently, what really happened was the opposite of the intended outcome. It didn't protect women, maybe against arrest, but nothing else. It protected and legitimized pimps and traffickers. Most of the prostitutes are non-German citizens, so they are still being trafficked by people who now have full protection under the law. I am not against legalizing, but just legalizing isn't always as simple as it sounds. Very informative article if you have a few minutes.
There are good arguments both ways, legalizing versus decriminalizing, at least, in that legalization creates monopolies. Think Hoff and the Hoff houses in Vegas. No one could really move in against him, which reduces the choices of options for women to safely work. However, it does increase safety compared to working on the streets. The other thing that creates safety is decriminalizing it. It absolutely should and must be decriminalized. If it is legalized, they need to have real sex workers working on the legislation that can promote their safety and well-being, because every time other people tell them what they need for safety, think California Prop 60 a few years ago, failed miserably because the idea was to protect sex workers, but it made things extremely dangerous. Instead, it ends up being out of touch with the reality that these women and men face.
Yes. Sex work is valid work. There are no valid objections to sex work that aren't also objections to capitalism in general. Except the vast majority of sex workers are not working voluntarily. Life isn't pretty, woman.
Yeah. Regulate it, form unions, establish base wages, benefits, safety standards, and make it a viable profession for those who want it. Make it safer and decriminalize it so our overcrowded prisons are less crowded. Like all consensual crimes based on subjective morality, yes. Sexual release can be considered a therapy of sorts. People are willing to provide. Why not give the people what they need? It is the world's oldest profession.
It's already legal. All you need is a camera. Boom. Now it's a porn shoot. Prostitution with government-mandated testing would be helpful economically. There's a huge market for the world's oldest profession, yeah. It's not hurting anyone at all. Just like almost anything, making it legal makes it safer, as then it can be regulated. If it's going to happen, then put laws and legal structures in place so that it can happen safely for everyone involved.
Wait. It's not legal? Lol, tell that to the millions of Instagram models aka escorts who do it. When it comes to American government, you have to ask yourself, do I make more off the taxes or putting these people in jail, prison?
Why not? It's the most honest profession out there. No. Because religion, my religion, and morals, my morals, and social decency, makes me feel like a loser to know other people are having sex and I'm not. And MGTOW, NASCAR and Deep State and Walmart. I call this character Kentucky.
Why not? The government can tax it. I don't have any particular passion regarding the morality of whether or not people should be able to pay for sex, But I think it should be legal so it can be better regulated to keep sex workers safe. Yes, but I don't know if I feel comfortable with this question being posted to AskReddit. It seems too similar to the how would you feel questions that have overtaken the sub over the last year.